Good evening, everyone out there, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Friday, the 26th of May, 2023, the beginning of a nice, awesome weekend. And on the Level 1 podcast this morning, I announced the new schedule, which features a heck of a lot of Star Wars Jedi Survivor for a very good reason. I'm trying to finish the game this week. But the podcast also discussed many different topics, various different topics, such as some game news updates and the like. We had some fun discussion back and forth. It was a good show overall. In general, we actually had an interesting discussion about why all these games recently have been released in the last 6 months or so buggy, unfinished, unpolished, and just in general messy, and why we're all accepting it, because it didn't used to be like that. It was an interesting discussion. Anyway, after that, we jumped into Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and today was definitely an exploration day. Unlike the last couple of streams where there was major focus on a major dungeon and stuff like that, today we had a full 3 hours to explore, and we ended up heading south and then southeast into these other regions, which is pretty neat. We did, I believe, 2 different towers that give you the giant map unlocking, several different shrines, went in a few optional caves, actually went to an interesting area in the southeast that's this beach area with a fishing town that's overrun by these, what do they call them? Moblins, Bacalins, whatever the hell they're called. Problem being, I do have a criticism for the game. And the criticism is that the game doesn't really push you in any direction, which is fine, except the game doesn't scale. So if you're going to have a game that allows you to just go anywhere you want, but doesn't scale anything, you're going to run into things that are just way too powerful for you. And it's funny because when I started the game, there was an area I immediately wanted to go to, and everything one-hit killed me, and I was pissed off. So I ended up having to go to a different area, and the chat actually directed me towards where I should have been going because it seemed like everything else was just too strong for me at that time. So now here we are over 20 hours into the game, and I've already done a major dungeon and all of that, and I wanted to go southeast. Oh no, the things to the southeast kill you in 2 hits. And it's like, that's frustrating because I want to explore, and the game essentially is telling you you can't. I tried hard to do this village rescue mission, and every time that I got about halfway through, I would get like sucker punched by one enemy that would insta-kill me or hit me down to like 1 heart out of my 7, and then I would get killed again right away. It's like, that's frustrating, man. I also don't like the fact that this game basically relies on you combining a million items to get good weapons rather than just getting good weapons, because I don't want to sit around just crafting all day, and it is annoying. I'm in a new area. Everyone's like, just make the better weapons. Okay, so I hurry up and I craft them fast, and then I'm fighting a million of these enemies, and the weapons break. Oh, well, now I only have weaker weapons. We'll craft a new one. I can't craft. There's more enemies coming at me. So it's kind of annoying because, again, it's kind of like this game, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, seems to me like it would be a better game if you're using a strategy guide. And I know that's kind of, a lot of people do that, or a lot of people just look everything up or watch someone else's playthrough. As you know, I don't like to do that. I'm trying to play the game legit. I don't want to be spoiled on all the major stuff in the game. So I shouldn't have to have a strategy guide that says, yeah, you should be going northwest first, then you should probably go, or actually, you should go northwest first, then northeast, then down to whatever the next direction is, and that's how everything's going to be on your level if you're making natural progression. That's stupid. And I know some people are like, oh, well, this game, you can beat everything, it just takes time. Yeah, you're exactly right, it takes time. And the more seasoned I get as a streamer and a content creator, here's what I'm discovering. Games that are difficult, but actually teach you the game are more fulfilling than a game that just expects you to wander around and figure everything out for yourself. I don't want my hand held, but at the same time, I at least want to nudge in the right direction and give me an idea of what I should be doing. If I walk into a shrine and there's literally nothing whatsoever to even give me an idea of what to do, that's frustrating as opposed to say, hey, so the idea is to do this, figure it out, but here's what you should be doing. Okay, thanks. Now I can, be on my way, at least knowing that I'm on the right track. There's nothing like that in Zelda. This one, anyway. And that's very frustrating for a modern gamer. Someone like me who, I like the game, but I am not just playing Zelda. I'm playing Zelda and other games. Very soon, there'll be even more games coming. How am I supposed to invest in unlimited amounts of time in Zelda to mess with all the mechanics to learn exactly what it is they're intending for me to do in every specific situation to win? Like, for example, sure, if I spent an extra hour going around the beach, getting all these items, crafting 12, 13 high-level weapons, right? and then finding somewhere on the beach where I could have cooked a ton of food, and then I charged in with insane full stock, I probably would have cleared the beach and beat the mission. But I don't want to waste an hour of my stream time. Everyone out there, I'm sorry to say, has to make useful use of their time, and having to do that kind of crazy preparation for an action RPG hybrid doesn't really make sense. If this was like an intense strategy-based RPG where you really have to plan out your every move, then you could say, okay, shame on you, you didn't really plan for it. But that's not what Zelda ever has been. Never in any Zelda game that I've ever played have I had to do strategy meetings before I moved into an area. It's weirdly different from other Zeldas. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's frustrating for me and my situation, trying to make creative content for you and not wasting your time as a viewer. It's frustrating to me knowing that there's new games coming out in a week that everyone will want to see, and I'm barely making any progress in Zelda because of the way they've designed this game, okay? I had fun today, don't get me wrong, but we're now, at this point, about 22 hours into this playthrough, and it feels like we've just begun. And in reality, we have, because people are saying the game is 100 or more hours long. I wish I had time to sit around and play this game all day. I don't. I have other things to do. So, sadly, I hate to say it, I'm going to play it a lot this week, but what's going to end up happening is Zelda's going to end up being on hold for a while, right? Zelda will absolutely return and or be played as like a chill stream balanced with the other new releases. It's going to end up being an insanely lengthy playthrough. And the real question that we all have to ask ourselves is, are we all going to be interested in this game in a month? Or in a month, are we going to be in the middle of Street Fighter 6, maybe Diablo, Final Fantasy 16, and not give two shits about Zelda? That's a problem. And that's a problem that Nintendo really should be thinking about when they design their games, and they just don't. Nintendo lives in this creative bubble that whatever we make is better than everyone else's games. You're only going to play our games, that's all we care about. We don't even care about release timing or anything. For anyone else, Nintendo is Nintendo. To some extent, for some people, that's the truth. For me, sorry, Nintendo is just one of many game studios that I play games from. I like their games, but also they don't just take priority over my life, you know? So the way this game is designed, sadly, doesn't seem to be very well designed for someone who's a streamer like me. Which is sad, because I like the game, I want to keep playing it, but realistically, do you really think people are going to care about this game in the middle or late June when everything else is going on in gaming? And by then, you know, what do we do? Play it once or twice a week, 2 hours? So I'm going to make 4 hours of progress a week in a game that's 100 hours long? What are we going to play this for? 7, 8 months, right? So I'm not sure what to do, but I'm going to keep playing and enjoying as I can. I still have multiple streams of this game lined up for the week. All right, there's still more coming. So don't worry, there is more Zelda coming this week, and we'll see how it goes, okay? Anyway, the stream went well, and the support was absolutely outstanding. Thanks to anyone who was there and supported the stream in any way. I mean, we had a bunch of memberships today, tips, everything was great. Late stream tonight was Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster. Man, I was happy to come back to this game because we didn't get to play it on Tuesday because of all the bullshit going on in my personal life. And we played it and had fun. Basically, what's happened is, in this last third of the game completely opens up, and now there's all this fun optional content to do. So today was like the night of optional content. We were exploring the map, we were doing optional dungeons, optional boss fights to unlock summoned monsters. We ended up getting 3 of the legendary weapons out of the 12, and they're really good. And actually, the whole end of the stream, the whole last half hour, like 45 minutes, was the Phoenix Tower, which I didn't even know that that's what it was. But it's an optional tower with 30 floors. Every floor has a challenging fight. And if you use the right items, you can gain insane amounts of job points in this tower. And you get a crazy good summon ability at the end. So it's like a super good tower. And we went through the whole thing tonight. So now I'm like, wait, all my jobs changed, and all my characters are now leveled up with these crazy dual job classes. We're hitting 8 times in a row. We're doing insane double damage. It's really good now. We basically upgraded the game hugely. And I can't wait to play again in a couple nights and continue, because I think we're going to go to another one of the major 4 dungeons at the end of the game here, see how we do with our new jobs. So, good stuff. I had a great time. Thanks to everyone who attended tonight. And overall, a really awesome, solid streaming day. Tomorrow, Saturday, is React Day. So we're going to have the Level 1 podcast here on DSP Gaming. Then we're all going to move over to DSP Reacts, my sister channel, where I do React content. It'll be 3 hours of watching clips from the channel members that they submitted over the course of the week. Then tomorrow night, it'll be the continuation of Star Wars Jedi Survivor on the late stream. And yes, there'll be more Jedi Survivor on Sunday. Every day moving forward this week, either a night, day stream is going to be Jedi Survivor as we make a major push to finish the game because we need to wrap it up at this point so that we have less games to play when the new stuff hits in June. Okay? Guys, gals, great streaming day. Had a ton of fun with all of you. Thank you for a great one. Have a good night. I'll see you in the morning for all the festivities of a fun React Saturday. Peace out. See you then.